historic city that embodies revolution at the forefront, confessing, resistance, and resilience. For the organizational partnership of discharge of ministers in charge of industry and commerce of the AIS space. The country, with a vocation that knew Captain Thomas Sankara and now knows Captain Glenn Crowley, is the only country in the world that offers only two options to its citizens, the homeland or death. And it is a kind of health. Come on, I'm talking to you at 1:22, right? Thank you.
Greetings, families. Welcome back once again. Thank you so much. Let me make sure it's working. Thank you so much for your time. God bless you all. This video is from Burkina Faso when the ministers of industry, commerce visited President Captain Ibrahim Traore in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso. The messages that he gave them, they want to empower these leaders as well, the youth leaders that will go out to do the job. They want to empower them so they share part of it with them as well. And the video I made, I was saying, this minister of industry, the Malian one, he doesn't take nonsense, if I'm allowed to use that word. When he was giving the speech, you heard that one already. You heard him telling them they should listen. He is talking. Please listen to the rest. I'll be back.
The vision of the ongoing park is a major goal to create a greater framework of private secrecy so that it becomes a political force for the development of our states, of our space. I remind you that the ongoing park is a major goal to achieve for us a social renovation, industrial development, and the combination of private secrecy in the mix, the renovation of the business climate and activity for AIS investments, the amount of the agent and the growth of AIS production agents, the organization and legitimacy of countries in the space, the fight against fraud, and the Congress of the Rear. Moreover, the chambers of commerce, life industries, as well as construction sites, agriculture have managed to establish frameworks for collaboration through the Correctional Space Station. It is very useful to follow the minister's evaluation for the development food operation, to reform the creation of a purchasing center that leads to a benevolence as a category of market regulation within the profit-making of the Sahel states. The first implementation of a tripartite committee is followed by recommendations related to the pandemic. To ensure extensive monitoring among professionals in the implementation process. As mentioned, it is an issue raised multiple times by the efficiency of the conferences, which produced a document that, in essence, mostly aligns with the scenarios framework. It is instead to congratulate the committee members, as well as all the experts who worked tirelessly to serve the regions, and to allow our efforts to lead to cautious results.
We ask Ontario to consider the reverse perspective and access the next steps to complete our common objectives. In line with the reimbursement of economic integration and the promotion of the private sector within the ADS, the treasures of strong, constructive, and hopeful exchanges. The populations in terms of strong mobilization, capable of improving their daily lives. They need a dynamic sector, nourishing industries, and prosperous trade. There is urgency, and the time must be for action. The head of the Solar Union, as a manifestation of our determination, has created a paying member for the adherence of the Sahel states. The work of the heads of state of the Solar Union places particular importance on addressing the fundamental mobilities of work. We therefore want to identify the leaders' actions and use them clearly in a very comprehensive and detailed manner. The methods of my father and their blind friends have been able to contribute to true integration.
In the session that opens today, His Excellency, Captain Ibrahim Traore, President of FASO, Head of State, marks with this gesture, at least symbolically, the legendary hospitality he has always shown towards the peoples of the Confederation of Sahel states. This is why, at this historical turning point towards the gradual construction of our confederation, it is worth recalling that the President of FASO, Head of State, intends to say it is precisely the right time to move forward. the decisions that will be made in Ouagadougou on April 10, 2025, because the foundations that will be laid will elevate the confederation to an unprecedented level of reality. This forward march reflects the determination of the President of Faso, head of state, to work towards launching a bright future for the peoples of the AES, committed to preserving their regained dignity over time by building a space of prosperity for the current and future generations. As the President of Faso, head of state, has repeatedly indicated, the AES is now in a dynamic of revolution in every respect, a revolution of our institutions focused on concrete results and discipline, but also a revolution in the ideological sense term, one that is indispensable for any nation wishing to emancipate itself from the yoke of dependency to organize its own path to development and liberation. That is why it is important to commend the efforts of President Di Paso, head of state, in the leadership he is driving, in solidarity with this AES Congress, for the advent of lasting peace that comes through a victory against terrorism in all its sharpened forms, both endogenous and exogenous. This meeting is taking place in an increasingly tense period, with provocations at the extremes, from the least diplomatic elegance at the AEF borders, to increasingly vicious attempts to destabilize the AEF states, particularly Burkina Faso. On April 1st, 2025, His Excellency, Captain Ibrahim Traore, President in a dearly held manner of the state, solemnly declared that our country is in a progressive revolution. This vibrant announcement clearly and otherwise means that each of you, whether you have only one stake in the level of task, farmer, minister, deputy, president of an institution, public agent, from the semi-public, private, informal sector, etc., must revert to your true character. Commentary: courageous, honest, dignified and exemplary around him as a pilot who navigates for those who do not have their own. In such a momentum, we must imperatively be men of combat, sacrifice, loyalty, and unwavering honesty, because it is with such abilities that we will be able to lead the people to understand. A brotherly country that loses a soldier, a civilian, a drone. Following any attack, it is all the peoples of the world who are passionate about sovereignty, justice, and freedom, who have lost a compatriot and equipment due to this attack and should assert themselves throughout the anti-French world.
To integrate innovation, the sustainability of development is precise. Achieving development within our countries, we have the opportunity. The private sector must play a key role in implementing the policy for peace to our progress. And it must do so with patriotism and commitment to the happiness of the population. Coordination of our actions is therefore more than essential to optimize our resources and better meet the needs of our populations. I have great hope at one point, because by the end, we will reach conclusions that enhance the user experience to support our organization in its development issues for the government. We are constantly the leading country in the world.
Embark so that it pays off worldwide. We are trying to develop without a private sector. Dynamic has had a good start in significantly contributing to job and wealth creation. We are also keenly aware that despite the investment potential and numerous opportunities in the agriculture sector, renewable energy sectors, and services, the private sector was and remains highly ambitious until a very recent period. However, thanks to the links between the sub and each state, we are increasingly witnessing the creation of industrial units and businesses in all economic sectors within our confederal space. In light of this situation, I emphasize once again my call to the private sector for a sense of patriotism, awareness, and responsibility, so that we can together, in the spirit of public-private partnership, achieve development, intuition, and ultimately development.
Thank you, families, for listening. Yes, homeland or death. That's the motto. That's the words from Burkina Faso, and that's what they are doing. You have to make it work. You have to make it work. There's no place like home. And so they are taking this revolution from Burkina Faso, spreading it everywhere. We are having effect of it already. Right now, they have made it clear. It's not democracy, it's revolution, it's patriotic. So everyone, make up your mind, get involved, be honest, honest citizen. Do it for yourself. We are all in it together. Is it not the word COVID time they were using? We are all in it together, but this one is a good thing. It's not bad thing that will affect anyone or people across the globe. I will leave you here, families. It's wonderful that they have got all the advices from, our beloved captain. He always have a lot of things under his sleeve, and the earlier the better. Give them out. Let us keep learning from you. They are playing games, yes, and you can sense it. You can smell it from far. The game is serious. Hmm. Anyway, families, keep it there. Don't bring it out. Yes, you will say too much. No, don't say too much. Sorry, families. I will see you soon. God bless you. All credit to Faso 7 RTB News for sharing this news with us and many more. Families, if you haven't seen it yet, maybe share this video first. I don't know. RTB News, they are building a huge, huge headquarters. Yes, that we will be seeing next year by the grace of God. Early next year, it should be ready and it has a lot of this in it. So yes, credit to them. They are doing a great job. They are holding the AES together, giving us more information so we will not be listening to the other medias that do not have anything good to share from Africa. See you soon, my beloved people. Have a wonderful day and God bless you. As always, stay blessed.